Hey, this is Ben with the French Drain, guys. It's the morning. You know what that means. Morning routine. What does that look like? We're usually cleaning up from the day before. So part of our job is we're basically replacing rock for dirt. So here's an idea as to, what we do, right? In a normal installation, we go out there with rock and, we have a lot of dirt that we hauled out of this place. So, it's kind of mixed together. Thankfully, in this operation, the dirt was very wet, so it's kind of stuck back there in the back. What I usually do is I push the rock over to this side, and then we have these incredible machines called dump trailers. Make our lives a lot easier. If I had to shovel this all by hand, I'd probably be starting my day incredibly bad, right? With a lot of work. So we let the machines do work for us. This is one of our favorites. The dump trailer allows us to effectively move a lot of material very quickly. So with the push of a button, the hydraulics push this up into the air. I've got the back door closed on the side with the dirt. Hopefully our rock will slide out of there. We'll have no problems. Easy peasy, right? Now it's at this angle, it's a lot easier to kind of we work with a recycling facility, so we're always pulling stuff like this out of the rock. Your installation starts bright and early, so it's, what time is it, Cash? 7 o'clock in the morning? 7:30?
7:45.
7:45. I've been here since 7 o'clock, so
7:42.
we may get on site by 10 o'clock in the morning, right? But we've been running around all morning for 3 hours, already put 4 hours into getting to your home with everything we need. So as you can see behind me, this is part of the process. We're gonna go from here to the facility to dump all this dirt, right? They're gonna take that dirt, they're gonna feed us with nice clean rock. We're gonna run this rock basically through a cleaner and just kind of, make sure it gets separated from all the dirt. So we're coming out to you with nice, fresh, crushed concrete. There's no mountains here in Florida, so that's what we use. We use recycled concrete. It's a fantastic product, but what we're gonna go ahead and do as part of the process is dump all this dirt that we hauled out of your house to create the French drain. We're gonna pick up clean rock, and we're gonna, basically come back here to the facility, load up on all the materials we need, grab our crewmates, and then we're gonna be hitting the road. If we need anything on the way, we're gonna grab that at Home Depot before we head your way, and then we're gonna get on the road heading your way. So if this looks like something you need in your yard, a whole lot of rock to give that water a place to go, give us a call here at the French Drain, guys. Be more than happy to come out, take a look at what you got going on, give you a free inspection and estimate. So I thought we were going to the dump, but it turns out we need gas. So obviously equally as important is making sure that we got fuel for our trucks. We had a complete overhaul on our fleet this year for 2026. We changed out our fleet from these large diesel trucks like the one you see here that I am driving. That's a F550 Super Duty with a turbo diesel engine for these Chevy 2500 gas motors, and that's because of the war in Iran going on. The fuel costs have exponentially increased, so we have a brand new fleet of gas trucks, which are these gorgeous Chevy 2500s. They are capable of towing comparable amounts of weight around on the road with a gas motor, and that saves us the cost of the payment on the vehicle in fuel savings alone. So, and the insurance cost actually saves us as well, because these are considered to be non-commercial vehicles. These are 2500s, and the 2500 HD is not considered a commercial vehicle. Once you get up to a 3500 or a 350 equivalent, that's when the cost of all those things goes up a lot. And Cash here likes to make his own juice. So what do we got here this morning?
This is celery, lime, and green apple.
Celery, lime, and green apple. I'm gonna try a little bit.
Yeah, take a shot of that.
Oh, I feel healthier already.
It tastes so good.
We got another drainage contractor in the background going on. As you can see, he's got a little sticker on the side of his car. It looks like he's getting ready for the day also. So, but we are the biggest name in town. If you have searched on Google or ChatGPT for French drains, we're pretty much what comes up online. We're the largest installer of French drains in Central Florida. So, if you need a quote, give us a call. You can actually see another one of our foremen at the light behind us, because that's our facility over there, the blue building. And right there is where we park all of our trucks and our trailers. You can actually see the service van. So I believe that's Paul going over to the facility to drop his load. Oh no, that's Carmelo on the way over to the facility to drop his load. So Cash and I are gonna head over, drop our dirt, and then we'll probably meet them over there. So all three of the vehicles in line are our vehicles. So this is Cash. As you can see, Carmelo is already on the scale. So welcome to FCC Recycling. This is a long-standing relationship that we've had with this company. They take care of all of our dirt, and they provide us with the rock that we use to install. So as you can see, Carmelo was somewhere where the sand is very beach-like yesterday doing an installation. You can always tell the type of material. Where were you yesterday, Carmelo?
Ormond Beach.
Ormond Beach, man, I wasn't too far off. And Ormond Beach has that nice kind of tint to the sand, as you can see here. So basically, this is a weighing scale. What this does is it takes the weight up there, as you can see, 18,300 pounds. So we're on the road with a lot of weight. Now we keep everything under DOT regulation. DOT regulation is 26,000 pounds or more. So what he's basically letting her know is, hey, we're here to drop some dirt. We're gonna drop the dirt, and then he's gonna tell her how much rock he needs to pick up for his installation today. And that's gonna give her an idea as to tell the loader how much rock to load him up with. He's gonna drop the dirt first, and then he's gonna get back on their scale, and he's gonna do a loop, and then he's gonna go and pick up the rock. So you can see my rig comes in a little bit heavier than Cash at 21,440 pounds. And he actually has more soil in his trailer than I do. But because of the weight of my truck, the weight of my trailer, and I barely have any soil at all. His whole 10-foot trailer was slapped full of dirt, and he was still at 18,000 pounds. So what we were running into with these larger trucks is we were falling into commercial requirements. So even though I have that tiny bit of dirt in here, again, I'm required to have a commercial driver's license to tow this truck with this trailer, which obviously I do. But at the end of the day, finding drivers who have commercial driver's licenses is not as easy. Most of those guys want to sit in the truck. They want to drive trucks like the one you see here, right? And they don't want to get out of the truck. They don't want to get out and shovel all day. So that was the problem we were running into. So with the trucks and trailers that you see, the Chevy 2500s, those guys don't need CDL driver's licenses. They can be your average Joe with a regular driver's license, and they're never going to fall under that 26,000 mark. For me, if this trailer was full of dirt, I would be way over 26,000 pounds. So this is my friend here. How many times a day do our guys come in here?
About 10 a good day.
And what do we do here?
You guys pick up rock, drop off dirt.
That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I recycle some aluminum, but and that's what these guys do. They have a massive machine that basically recycles rock, and I'll show you what that looks like. But we're extremely grateful for the lovely ladies here at FCC now, no longer gel, FCC, and we're gonna get rocking and rolling. So this is where our concrete that we put in the ground starts its life cycle. Is concrete contractors come in, and then this massive excavator basically separates the rebar from the concrete. As you can see, they're gonna tear out the rebar pieces. That's a crusher that machine has. This is a concrete contractor dropping off his concrete load. It is free to drop concrete, but they're gonna turn it into this product. And then this is my favorite product, which there's not much left here, but it looks like the crusher might be working again because I see a little fresh stuff. And then this is sand, which is a byproduct of the process. No, it looks like he's still hammering up there on something. So this is our wonderful machine that makes our recycled concrete. And then over here we have the third product that they sell, which is road base. Looks like they're getting dangerously low on road base as well. Usually this is a mountain. And then this is what they put underneath the roads. This is what they put under pavers, artificial grass to kind of compact the area. It's a combination of tiny little pebbles and kind of concrete dust. And so as you can see, we have our pile right here. This is our backup pile in case, you know, they run out of material on those. They always keep a pile for me because we are the largest buyer of this product ahead of the Department of Transportation here at the facility. And this once upon a time used to be a landfill, but the city gave them a cease and desist order. And so they no longer use it as a landfill. But again, they do still recycle. As you can see, I got Carmelo heading out. He just dropped his dirt. And I'm heading over here to Cash. This is where we drop our dirt. This is where they like us to drop our dirt. And this is, as you can see, we call this lake garbage. Because over there they have a construction and debris pile. And all that water runs off over here to our little lake. So Cash has got his trailer up in the air. He's basically dumping his dirt out. He's gonna pull forward here in a second. So basically, as you can see, that trailer goes up in the air. He pulls the truck forward, and all of that dirt that we spent a whole day digging out just slides nicely out of there. Doesn't take long. You know, you're probably talking about a 2-minute process. And then he's gonna drop that trailer back down again. You know, we are gonna do our best to kind of keep this area clean, right, Cash? When we see garbage, what are we gonna do with it? We're gonna pick it up and throw it away. So that way they, you know, don't get upset with us. But look, this is our competitors' French drain parts. I told you, we throw these away all day, every day. So, and you know, this is all us, all this dirt. They've basically made a new area for us. That's all our dirt as well. They made a new area for us. They hauled a lot of this over to they own a landfill near here, and they basically use this to cover the landfill. So, you know, they're very nice and let us dump this for free. So we got to take care of them and keep it clean. Sometimes that stuff gets stuck at the top. And so this is how it feels to chew 5 gum. So Cash has just grabbed the rock and he's back on the scale. So he needed about a yard. How much do you think you got? How much did we get?
1.5 tons.
1.5 tons. So they're pretty good. That's like right about a yard. Yeah, a yard is about 1.5 tons. So that's what a yard of rock looks like. You know, so he's gonna rock on back to the office. So this facility is actually less than half a mile from our office. So we purposely purchased the office that we use. If you go up this straight and you hang a right, and you go about 300 yards, there's a big intersection. And that was the intersection with that 7-Eleven where we were filling up on gas. So it has everything we need within a half mile of our office location. So that's why we're here. That's why we're here in Orange City, because these guys, we have a long-standing relationship. They help our business run. You know, they're the lifeblood that drives the French drain, because here in Florida, although they have a mountain, that's a trash mountain. Remember, if you're in Florida and you see a mountain, It's a trash mountain because there is no mountains here in Florida, which means there is no rock here in Florida. It must be recycled.